Hello everybody out there in cryptocurrency land. Hope you're enjoying this market sell-off of early September 2017. Looks like it's continuing here. I just did a video on that. Hopefully you caught that. I've had a little series here on the sell-offs. I've done 3 videos so far, just keeping you updated on what I'm seeing in about 12-hour time intervals. These things take a little bit of time to work off, and that's why I'm kind of doing these chunk videos for you guys. But this is kind of a side to that. This is an aside in the fact that while we're in a sell-off, I want to talk about what to look for during the next bull cycle, during the next bull run. I don't believe this sell-off is a long-term sell-off. It's not a long-term top, but we are in a consolidation time. So what do you look for during times like this? Do you just sit here depressed waiting for things to go back up? Or what can you actually do to be proactive and get ready for the next round of uptrend? So I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. The first thing you look for is coins holding support at previous levels. So Bitcoin is holding this level right now of this prior high. We know Ethereum is in a base. It's not necessarily holding a level, but it hasn't broken out yet, and it's holding high in this consolidation, this larger consolidation. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. One thing to look for too is coins that are popping on volume and in percentages on days like this. And Bitcoin Cash is one of them, up 5%. But when we look at the chart, what do we see? Anything showing crazy accumulation? Do you see anything here that says institutions or large holders, large funds are buying this coin? Do you see anything like that here? I see maybe a hint of that. I don't see a whole lot. I see a hint of that. I do love this volume bar right here. That's very nice. It was sold off into, however, if you notice, there's a large wick up here. So it was sold off into. You know what? We can go into the 15-minute chart if we want to get a better picture of exactly what that looks like. So looks like this large green bar had most of this volume, a majority of this volume. So you can say with pretty good certainty this is all buying action. This is all buying. The next bar that was sold into had much lower volume in comparison, about 25% as much volume as this purchasing bar. So there's someone taking a position down here in Bitcoin Cash. Looks like they're wanting to get in at about this 556 level, and they were done paying at about 608 or so, 609. So anywhere in here possibly could be a good place to get into a longer position. That doesn't mean it's not going to go lower. That doesn't mean that anything, things can't happen. It just means that we're noticing buying pressure. And that's what you want to see during sell-offs. What are the people that just sold other coins buying now? So not much going on in Ripple here. We don't have volume. There's no price accumulation. Same with Litecoin, just chopping around this level here. It already had a big run up. It's just consolidating a natural move. We talked a few videos ago about Litecoin popping out of this longer term channel here that I've drawn. And popping out of this longer term channel means there's a change in behavior in Litecoin. More than likely we're going to get a more increased price appreciation for a while. Who knows how long that's going to last for, but very nice looking up here. But not really strong in the sell-off. Not strong in the sell-off. NEM up 2%, but not much happening. IOTA. IOTA is a different tale. I love IOTA if you've been watching my series for a while here on my channel. And IOTA is doing some, I think, pretty nice price action down here. If you disagree, say it in the chat below. Let's get into an argument. A friendly argument, but an argument. So I mentioned IOTA in my previous videos about this sell-off right here in this 66 to 68 area. During this area, and also I think I caught it at this low for some reason. I must have done a video right here, and I said I may get back in. I did not get back in because my money's still not in the right place, but that's another story. But what's happening here is look at this volume increase right here. So from this sell-off bar all the way over to here is really good volume. Think about what volume does in a coin, in a stock. Think about what volume does. It tells you buying and selling pressure. If you have large volume, a large block of volume like this with no downward movement, is that selling pressure or is that buying pressure? If on the inverse of that, if I were to have a top that looked like this up here with a large volume like this, would that be topping action or bottoming action? Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm going to tell you this is bottoming action. This is accumulation. This is, even though some of these are red, some of these are green, You know, you can't see it like that. You can't see red and green with these levels. You can see kind of a trading block and an increase in volume with no downward pressure. There's no downward price pressure here. There's volume pressure here, and it's supportive. It's being supportive here around 68. And if you look longer term in IOTA, you can see why. We go all the way back down here to this high, right where we broke out here, right where we're supporting here. We look at the daily, it's going to look even nicer, a little more clean. So, and even though this bar looks kind of scary with large volume on the daily chart, again, we're on the daily. Look at this. We have prices being held up here, here, and here. And this is a good long-term entry position. I think anything under 75 in IOTA is a great long-term entry position. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you never saw 75 again after the next leg up. I would not be surprised about that. Unless we went into a longer prolonged market downtrend, then obviously that would get tested. But if we stay in good sales here, then I think we definitely could go higher in IOTA, and this would be a fantastic entry point. All right, so another one, Monaco. Now let's get out of daily on Monaco. Monaco is a fantastic coin. Monaco produces a Visa card that you can basically load your wallets onto and spend your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other tokens as cash at retail establishments. Mwah! Fantastic product. Same thing Pay is doing, you know, 10x Pay. The same thing they're doing, basically. So what do we see here? Now this is a little different. Monaco already had a large sell-off after its large run. Monaco already sold off. So when the sell-off move came, pretty much midnight at on 9/2 on my charts here, pretty much right here, Monaco sold off a little bit, but then look what happened. We have very flat action right here, very low volume, and then a large pop that took us from 20 up to 28. That's a 30% price appreciation in one single 4-hour bar. Let's go a little further into 2-hour. So yeah, over 4 hours it appreciated about 30%, and now we have a very nice constructive flag pattern in Monaco with nice declining volume. That indicates there's a lack of selling down here, which would also be evidenced by the fact that we didn't sell off over here at all. This was nice flat action over here at the 20 level. So this is really good action in Monaco. I would definitely be looking to accumulate Monaco here if this was on my watch list. So when we get these market downturns, what I'm trying to point out to you is that, yeah, you need to look at these coins and where they're gonna hold up. You need to look at Bitcoin and realize it has a prior high over here. It could get down here. If it doesn't get down here, maybe we could go further to the downside. At the same time, you need to be looking at the coins that are not moving to the downside, the coins that are showing massive accumulation, the coins that are actually not moving at all, like Monaco. I mean, not moving at all. It had a little, looks like a 10% drop here, flagged and up 30%. That's pretty bullish action. So this is what you do during these bear markets, during these down times. And like I said, I don't think we're in a bear market at this particular point. Personally, I think we may get into one within 6 months or so, but that's another conversation. But when you have these markets, you really want to look at what's strong. You want to look at what is not selling. You want to look at coins that are showing purchasing power, because the money that's coming out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Omisego is going to go elsewhere. It's going to go into other coins, and you want to know what coins that money's going into, because if they're moving big money, they're going to put them into coins and they're going to leave that big money there for a while. You can't swing big money out and big money in and not affect the market, and if you do that, you're going to lose money. So they're smarter than that. They know this. They're moving out of Bitcoins, and maybe they're staying cash for a while. Maybe they're taking it and buying a yacht. Who the hell knows? But they could also be moving it into other coins, and that's what we're looking for here. So that's what you do during a bear market, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Please comment, like my videos, all that good fun stuff. Spread the word. I'm getting some good feedback about the channel. I would really appreciate if you guys could spread it out with your friends. Just point them to the channel. Let them look around. If they don't like it, they don't have to stay. But anyway, guys, have a good day.